Tormented Souls. Alright, second review. I want to make quick reviews so you don't spend 10 to 30 minutes watching one. I got 20 hours into the game and fished out the plat trophy. My first thoughts on this game is that it is definitely an older game. I'm cool with older games though, they don't really faze me and I've learned to appreciate the classics. If anything, I grew up playing the classics, such as Armored Core, Crash Bandicoot, Omega Boost, etc. But lately I've been trying out all kinds of games, so classics are welcome. So the basic storyline synopsis is that you play as a girl named Caroline Walker. She wants to know why this photograph she got in the mail is causing her so much distress and depression. So she goes out to the sender's address, which is an abandoned hospital mansion thing. I don't know really what it is, but it's a sanctuary of some sort, where she begins her investigation and puzzle solving. Lots of puzzle solving and secrets. She uncovers the plot's dark secrets. Expected of a huge dark mansion in a horror game. The story gets very engaging, but I ain't spoiling the plot here, so. Tormented Souls handles a lot like Signalis. I kept on comparing them both mid-playthrough. The movement controls are tank controls or using the joystick. Thank the Lord, so glad you can use the joystick, cause I don't know if I can handle the tank control scheme. It would definitely have made this game 10 times harder. So, enemies are roaming around the mansion and you gotta outmaneuver them most of the time to get a good angle for a shot or save ammo. There are various kinds of monsters and they're fairly tanky and take a good amount of shots to take down, so some resource management has to be attuned for. Caroline can tank a few hits before she goes down, but you do get heals here and there throughout the run. Right off the bat, you get a nail gun which acts like a pistol weapon, and further down the line you can assemble a shotgun out of parts you find around the mansion, which I thought was a pretty clever idea. Assembling a makeshift shotgun was not on the bingo card for this game. The puzzles, they're a huge part of this game, and some are very out of the box. And I will leave a guide in the description if you do decide to check this game out. I've played puzzle games, but this game takes the cake for hardest out there puzzles. I had to use the guide. I did not want to keep guessing over and over and over again. I will usually take about 10 to 20 minutes trying to figure it out, but at some point I just want to progress, so I end up using the guide. I will say this, when you do your second or third run, if you're going for achievements, it is so much more fun because you just get to go through the game a lot more faster. I don't know, it's just a lot more smooth sailing, I found. The graphics are nothing to write home about. The aesthetic is basically cartoony vibes. In my honest opinion, it does seem kind of dated, but the aesthetic is there if you can appreciate it. The mansion is fairly haunting when the lights are off. It's dark as hell. Immersive if you got your own lights turned off. The monsters look to be like experiments, patrolling the mansion. They're not too scary, but there are moments where you'll find that they get you off your guard. The sound design, even though it's dated, I liked it. The weapon reloading was always tasteful. The shotgun was beefy, and the monsters did their thing. Aside from the suspenseful background music in the hallways, the melodic safe room music was so good and harmonious. I even thought about learning one of the tunes on piano. And oh man, the menu music is amazing. Just check it out. Voice acting is, it's not the best, but it didn't really affect my experience.
He's lost an arm. I must find a way to help him.
The controls were okay, but the camera placement can be a pain in the ass. When you don't want to use heals and you're trying to steer clear of any DPS, but end up getting hit, it can get a bit rage-inducing. You do have to backtrack a few times and the amount of walking can feel very tedious as well. A few times the puzzles went way over my head, like I would never have guessed that at all if it weren't for a guide hinting me towards an answer. Some of the hints weren't on the ball as well. At least for me, it was very out of the box. The game does not hold your hand on what to do. It's kind of search here, search there for hints. It can feel unforgiving when you're wasting time, especially if you missed a clue or it goes over your head. The game did glitch out here and there, but nothing horrible. Also, there are little mistakes with the subtitles. It's a bit random, but it's noticeable. All in all, in conclusion, I wanted to see what this game was about. I still enjoyed it despite its flaws. I like a classic and a challenge, and this game definitely brought it to the table. Just because a game is not a shooter doesn't mean it can't be difficult or fun. And I really enjoyed the narrative of the game. It really did carry at times, as I was intrigued enough to keep pressing on. There's one niche thing about the story I really like in narratives, but I won't spoil it. This game tests your IQ, so if you're an ooga booga shooter or have zero patience, pass on this. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 11. Cheers.